We ended up getting most of our stuff tilled. We did leave close to 200 acres of our driest, sandiest, coarsest textured stuff untilled. We did that kind of strategically, knowing that we were up against the clock, and should the ground freeze over before we could get everything done, the stuff we wanted to have undone would be our coarsest stuff, our sandiest stuff, because that's going to be the first stuff to dry out in the spring, so it's not such a mess for us. And so that's what we ended up with. We didn't get our sandiest stuff done, but now the ground is pretty hard. It's time to clean this stuff up, so why don't we take this out and hit it with the pressure washer. Oh, the wind chill right now is 5 below zero. The actual temperature is somewhere in the teens. I'm not going to stand out here in this cold breeze and wash that thing with the pressure washer. This is why we hurry up and harvest as quickly as we can in the fall, because we never know when this is going to happen. Last night I was out in a field tilling. Today it's 5 below zero wind chill and the ground is frozen solid. We do have neighbors that are still combining corn. Luckily, we were able to get ours off. We actually have neighbors that still have soybeans standing. They're drifted full of snow right now. So I don't know how those soybeans are going to come off. I'm not sure what the situation is going to be with those. I'm just glad, happy, and lucky that we don't have any of ours standing out there yet. So for those few naysayers earlier on my channel who were telling me I was foolish for taking corn out early and running it through a grain dryer and explaining to me that we had plenty of time and that nature would run its course and dry things down for us, this right here is why we hurry up to get our stuff harvested when we can. Besides the snow and the weather coming down, one of the things I want to point out is that when you have issues with the weather and it starts to get cold, it seems like you just have all kinds of issues. For example, these buttons right here, just to run the air system, it was raining before we got any of this. These buttons are frozen. I just hammered that stop button in and it's stuck. The bottoms of these two big electric motors here, even though I've got holes drilled in them to let the water come out and seep out the bottom so that you don't wreck the fan when you turn them on, they still have ice built up on the insides of them. So when you turn them on, they could get into that ice and wreck the fans inside those electric motors. There's likely a good chance that underneath here, yeah, there it is. There is a 1/4 inch of ice built up inside here, so this wouldn't even run right now. I'm guessing that goes the same for all of our belts in this system. What we need is the sun to stay out and warm up a little bit, get this to turn to water and get out of there, because right now we wouldn't even be able to run this thing. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon right now, and I waited until now to take this video because there was about a 40-mile-an-hour wind out here earlier. The front moved on by and the sun came out, so it's not bad standing in the yard right now. What we're going to do is start cleaning some stuff up. We're going to unhook the ripper, clean up the Challenger, and I'm going to go for a drive and see if there is anybody else out getting anything done or not. What a mess. Unfortunately, this thing is just not going to get washed this year because I'm not going to stand outside and do this. Also, unfortunately, this thing has to sit outside year-round, so the rainwater is going to clean it off pretty good. I don't like leaving mud on it, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, I forgot the big jacks that go on the back of that ripper to keep it from tipping over backwards. So I got to walk up here and grab those things, which are heavy. then back the other direction. Well, at least it's pretty out for now. Well, at least it's pretty out for now. You know, it's come to my attention that we've had this Challenger for a while and I have no idea how it handles burnouts or donuts. We got a little fresh snow, so we better see what this thing's got. If I could only lock up one side. All right, that's enough. That's enough. No more of that. Sorry, Agco, I had to. You know, if you can't pass the donut test on this farm, then you just can't pass the test to be at this farm. It just is what it is. Well, before I bring the Challenger in here, I figured I could just as well clean up the floor a little bit and get rid of some of this mess. Ditch! You turned the door off. What did you do? At least it's comfortable for these three. You ladies doing okay? Need anything? No, you're good? All right, stay warm. Look at that rich black Minnesota dirt. For those of you wondering why I don't just scrape the floor with the bucket, it's because there's just not quite enough here to justify that. I just don't feel like smearing it across the floor even more, so I'm just gonna scrape it. This is just the way I'm gonna do it for today. Little soybean dust in there, a little bumpy out here. I decided I wanted to back it in instead. All right, now we can get that thing cleaned up and get it ready to send back. We can work on that whenever we want to, but I'm gonna go for a drive, see what the countryside looks like. I hear there's some beans that are drifted into the snow. There goes a good-sized flock of geese, some Canadian honkers. You can see the lake over here is frozen except for there must be a little open spot out there in the middle where the geese are sitting yet. Little bit of snow in those ones, not bad. Moo! There's one grain dryer running. Well, there's a crew going. I wish I could roll my window down to get a better look, but it's frozen shut. They got the grain cart going, the ripper going, the combine's going in the back there. They got the truck waiting on the road here. I'll just drive through and get out of their way. Beautiful day for harvest, huh? There's some sort of a machine harvesting back there in the distance, but it looks like it's red, so I'm not really sure what exactly that machine is. But it appears as though they're harvesting corn. I'm kidding, guys. It's a Case International Combine. That was a joke. Don't take offense to that. Hey, I was able to get my window down. It's not frozen shut anymore. All right, well, good talk. See you later. I got my window down. Well, it was a quick drive around the block, but I only saw two guys going out there right now. There's a fair amount of corn left standing, but only saw two combines moving. Only saw two soybean fields left standing, so there isn't a lot of those left, but I don't think there's any way you'd be able to take those today with that snow drifted in between the rows. Hopefully we get some warm days, this little bit of snow disappears and those guys can get back to those beans before they rot in the fields there. I see I got the school bus coming up behind me, so I'll pick up the kids and we'll see what we're doing tonight. It's Friday night. We gotta do something. You guys wanna ride?
Yeah.
Okay. You wanna ride too?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you guys do anything awesome at school today?
Yeah.
Like what?
Guess what he did? He yelled in my ear really loud today.
He did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, jeez.
Was there just a share?
Grandpa must have dropped it. It's quiet around here. Tomorrow's Saturday, so we'll be able to get enough done tomorrow. I'm gonna clean up on this Challenger for a bit, do some other stuff before we take off for the evening, and go grab some supper with my wife like I haven't done for a couple of months. Well, I hadn't edited this video yet, and as you can see here, we're about a day and a half later. We got a lot more snow. We must have had around 6 inches of snow overnight. Things are still frozen solid. It's not quite as cold out. We're gonna have a little bit of fun here. Thanks for watching, guys.